Okay, everybody. Hey, this is Ken Graham here, the electronic repairman extraordinaire, self-proclaimed electronic repairman, the best in the world. Hey, what I got here is some desoldering braid. You can see it's pretty soft stuff. You can stretch it. I like to kind of fatten it up a little bit, get it a little thicker. I've also got a desoldering sucker. Okay, there's that button right there. It sucks it up. You press it down and it reloads it. So what I got here is a Cobra 29 from a good buddy of mine named Ken Krause. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show him, he wanted me to show him how to remove a transistor from the board. So you see right here, put this hot iron on the solder, and then take the sucker and just hit the button, and there it goes. Of course, I'm going to try it a couple times because it's a little bit of solder there. There we go. And there's one more over here. See, it's getting real wet there. Once it gets liquefied, then you're good to go. Okay, you can see it took off a significant portion of it. But what you do now is you take the desoldering braid, and you just kind of clean it up a little bit, work it around it. It'll take the last remaining solder that's on the board, and it'll suck it up into the braid. Okay, got one over here. I got 3 of them on this transistor. This is a Toshiba 28 or 2078, which puts out about 5 watts. And I'm thinking that this is what the problem is with this radio. So normally what happens when radios get tuned up and they get hooked up to an antenna that may not be matched properly to the radio, sometimes you blow it up. Okay, and once you get all the solder off of there, what you're going to do is take a screwdriver, heat up the legs of the transistor, and then kind of just go underneath it, rotate it up. Once you get it up, it should be kind of soft. There you go. That's what I need to do right there. Alright, one more on this side here. What you don't want to do is you don't want to mess up the board. I'm going to try and do this as safely as possible, because if you mess up the board, then you're going to have to do some craftsmanship on this thing and redo it. Okay, so now I've got 3 legs to this transistor lifted off the board, and now I'm going to run a test. Okay, what I've got here is the my transistor tester hooked up. I got one alligator clip hooked up to each leg on the transistor. I've got the if you look up here, this is the Radio Shack component tester, and all I got to do is hit the transistor button, because I got the 3 legs hooked up to the transistor. Hit that button right there. It's going to tell you what you got. So if it was bad, then it would be red right here. But as you can see, the yellow is in the middle, so that's the base. All right, and it is a NPN transistor, negative, positive, negative. All right. So anyway, now what I'm going to do, since I know it's good to go, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to hook it back up to the board. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, since the transistor is good to go, I'm going to put it, attach it back to the board. What I've got here is some Radio Shack solder. It's a rosin core. 0.05 is the width or the diameter, and it's 60/40. Okay, so what you do is you take your screwdriver and you just simply bend the leg back down, put it right back into the same location it was before, just like that. I've already done one over here so that it makes it easier for the video, so it won't move around, because that first one's always a little difficult. Okay, so when you put the solder on there, you just simply put the soldering iron down, heat up all the components there, let your solder do its work, and you know when you got enough when you can't see the legs anymore. So you want to have like a little bubble there on top. There you go. That looks good. Okay, we'll move on to this next one here. And we tad bit more. Okay, good to go. There you have it. There's taking the transistor out, testing it, and then putting it back to the board. That's all I got.